I'm Josh Evans, and I love to help businesses build the right culture within their organizations so they can be more profitable. Do you want more engaged employees? Do you want your company to be more productive? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to share with you the tools that I've used with hundreds of companies varying in size from 60,000 person conglomerates down to 5-person teams. So get ready and join me so we can build the right culture for your business. Hi, I'm Joshua M. Evans, and welcome back to my show. In this show, it's all about helping you create a phenomenal company culture within your organization. So whether you're a leadership individual or an employee or staff member, whatever you're doing, there's things that we can take on and things that we can implement that make our organizations way, way better. And so I'm just excited to be here. I hope you're excited to listen. You know, I had this interesting piece of news come across my desk the other day. So Idaho, the state of Idaho, has come up with this new rule where they're ticketing people that are going slow in the passing lane. Personally, I think this is great because I think people monopolize that lane and they'll move into that lane. And so if it's 70 miles an hour or 65 miles an hour and somebody's in that lane doing 50, it's unsafe for people to pass them on the right. So you get this stack up of cars. And in the mind of the person that's in that lane, they're like, no, y'all are being unsafe. I'm going the correct speed, so y'all just stay behind me. And so I think this is a great idea. And I was thinking about how it applies to business. But before I jump into that, George Carlin said, and this just take this back with you however you want, but George Carlin said that, have you ever noticed when you're in your car and you're driving, anybody going slower than you is is he an idiot? Yeah, anybody going slower than you is an idiot. Anybody going faster than you has a death wish. And it's funny because I think we all have our comfort speed, our speed that we're good at, right? And we all also have, our I'm going to be late, so I need to go a little faster speed that we're comfortable with. And it's never matched up with everybody else on the road. It'd be impossible. And if it was, there'd be a lot less accidents and traffic wouldn't exist. But it's not. There's always going to be issues like that. But this whole concept and this whole thought process brought me down to this line where I figured out we need to not let others go slow in our passing lanes. You see, I think it happens in work, it happens in our personal lives, it happens all the time where you get really amped up or you get moving towards a certain goal and somebody else is the bottleneck, right? Somebody else is throttling, somebody's going slow in your passing lane. We've all had that sort of a situation, I think, where we are moving a lot more quickly than the people around us or the people that we need to help us around, that are around us. Like I was working one time with this group of people and we were developing this new marketing materials. And so we got the design team was quick. We got it all ready to go. And then we sent it off to printers. The printers got it. And then we get these boxes back, right, that have our marketing material on it. And we're about to pack them up. And people want to start going over all the written material again. All the copy that goes on, like, the letter that goes inside with this. At the time, it was this DVD player preloaded with a DVD of our company's about our company's stuff. And this is back when portable DVD players were amazing. Now, iPad didn't exist yet. In fact, I don't even think the iPhone existed yet. I think it was about to come out. Anyway, we were pre-packaging this, and people would receive this package, open it up, and there's a DVD player. And the DVD that was in it was about our organization, like a, hey, introduction. Hey, this is what our organization does. This is what we love to do. It was real targeted. We only sent out about 10 to 20 of them. But we were very excited to get this out the door, and we really wanted to get moving on it. And we had done all the work up to this point, and then once we get there was somebody who's working on the copy that was just like, hey, hold on, let's just pump the brakes. When somebody tells me to pump the brakes, it infuriates me, and it shouldn't, right? It's them trying to process it. We all process things differently, but you're holding me back. You're holding me back from accomplishing what I'm almost done with. What is wrong with you? Get out of the passing lane. I'm moving here. Now, I think there's a time and a place to kind of pause and to revisit what you're trying to accomplish, what you're doing, but not when somebody's like fired up and going 70 miles an hour. Just get out of the way. Don't let others go slow in your passing lane. That's what I'm trying to say here. I hate the feeling of people trying to throttle me back. I mean, as you can probably tell from if you've listened to this podcast or any other podcast, I'm very fast. I'm fast to talk, I'm fast to move, I'm fast to think and make decisions. And they're not always the right decisions, but it's okay because I'm quickly going to fix it. And so I feel like other people are throttling me back or holding back from finalizing decisions or moving forward on a project. It really gets to me. I don't know if anybody else out there is like this. Blah, blah, blah. I'm speaking too quickly that I'm tripping over my own words. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but sometimes it feels like everybody else's goal is to hold me back from sprinting at full speed. It's interesting. It's really interesting. And so I hate that feeling of, I know I could go faster if people would just either do what I said or get out of my way. I'm sure there's a lot of leaders in organizations that feel that same way, right? Where they'll have somebody that's dragging their feet on a certain project, doesn't want to get on board with whatever they're trying to accomplish, or if it's some other manager that's holding back because they don't want their department involved until they're sure everything was going. Why? Just stop holding other people back. You know, I worked at this one organization, and me and the person I was directly reporting, the manager, if you can call him that, we both started on the same day. And so we flew out to the UK to interview, or not to interview, but to meet the team and to get an understanding of our software and start working together. And I'm really excited about it, right? I'm learning everything I can. I'm taking notes. I'm trying to come up with ideas on how I would really intrigue the customers about this really interesting software we were working on at the time. And I'm kind of going over stuff, and I'm speaking with our managers. I'm speaking with the development team, and all the directors. Everybody's there, right? It's a small office in the UK of like 30 people, not even. It's like 25. But we're working together. I'm just trying to understand this stuff. And then that night, over dinner, or maybe it was drinks, right? I'm sitting with this guy who's supposed to be my manager, and he goes, "Josh, you need to just slow down, all right? There's no need to go this quickly. Just slow down. Let's ease into this." And it was appalling to me that this individual was so lazy that they wanted to make me lazy too. Like, I was chomping at the bit. I was excited. I wanted to know more about these products. I wanted to know how I could really get people just totally excited and ecstatic about it with me. And that's what I was trying to get to. And this person, who's not that sort of an individual, wanted to throttle me back. And I have a theory that because I was so enthusiastic about wanting to work on this and wanting to run at it as fast as possible, he didn't want to look bad. And so he held me back. And I regret listening to him. I regret kind of throttling it back those first few months because he told me to. But in my opinion, I was unfamiliar with everybody. All I know is I have to report to him. So don't let others go slow in your passing lane. That's what I'm trying to explain there. You know, there's always a time for patience and a time for being tempered in your response or your action. I totally agree with that. Patience isn't one of the things that I'm blessed with as a virtue, but I'm often given times to practice patience. But I'm not talking about times when you need to be patient. I'm talking about times when people are intentionally, and that's the key word, intentionally trying to hold you back from going as fast as you're trying to go. Right? It's one thing if they're in your lane and they don't even realize it. Usually they'll get out of your way if they realize that they're in your lane and they don't mean to be there. It's the people that are in your lane that are slowing you down on purpose that irk me. Truly. And so how would we deal with this? There's a couple of different ways we could deal with this, right? So I'm going to use terms like you're driving, but it applies directly to business. If somebody is holding you back in business, and maybe they don't know it, right? So the first thing you do, right, is ask them to move more quickly. That doesn't always work, right? Telling somebody, hey, you need to speed this up. Some people push back and it'll slow them down even further. So you need to be tempered with how you ask that. Okay, here's a good example. My wife, we love to go out to dinner together, and he's like, hey, let's decide on where we're going to go to a restaurant. How about this? And she's like, no, how about this? She's like, hold on, give me time to think. I was like, oh, come on, really quickly, let's go. And the second I push pressure on it, right, it causes her to pump the brakes even harder. It's essentially that guy, if you get behind him in the passing lane and you're like right up behind them, right on their bumper, and then they like slow down even more. I've done that occasionally just because if people are being inconsiderate. But you need to be careful about how you apply pressure to ask them to go more quickly in your lane. The next thing you can do in business, right, is you can ask them to get out of the way, right? Have them get out of your lane. Like, look, maybe you don't want to be on this project. Why don't we move you to something else, and we'll bring somebody else in that can help us focus on this piece. Or you know what, I don't need your input on this. I just wanted to share what we're doing. Why don't you go work on what you were working on? I'm going to go ahead and take this project from here. Right? Get them out of your lane. That way they're not blocking you anymore. You can move forward. You can go on at it as fast, as hard as you need to, okay? Not a bad idea. the third thing that you can do, right, is to go around them. And as anybody knows, in traffic, that's the most dangerous thing to do, is to go around somebody that's in the passing lane and get back in front of them and drive off, right? For multiple reasons. One, you're going fast in a lane you're not supposed to. Second, you're trivializing their involvement. And you can make some enemies that way. In business, you can easily make some enemies, right? So if say you have somebody in marketing that's holding you back on certain copy that needs to be written, like was with us at that company I worked with when we were packaging those DVD players. So we were trying to just get them out the door to these, this dozen clients, and they're like, no, let's relook at the copy. I want to rewrite it. What we should have done is, instead of let them pump the brakes on it, taken the copy that we had, gotten a different person's opinion on it, gone around them, and then sent them anyway. It wasn't their decision, but they felt like they wanted to exert control over the situation. Going around them, it's not a nice thing to do, but if somebody's not playing ball, if somebody's holding you back, right? Somebody's going slow in your passing lane, they refuse to speed up and they refuse to get out of the way, you have to go around them. You just do. So there's three things again, right? If somebody's throttling you back in what you're trying to accomplish, if somebody's going slow in your passing lane, first, ask them to move more quickly. Just ask them. Second, get them out of your lane. Ask them to get out of your lane. Be like, put your blinker on, right? Like, point, get out of the lane. Third thing, go around them if you have to. The last thing we need to do is have people throttling us back where we need to be sprinting. It's the key to innovation is moving quickly. The key to getting to the customer first is moving more quickly. To getting projects finished, it's keeping that tempo, keeping that speed. And the second somebody upsets that, and like it totally leaves these reverberations, right, through the entire project, where everything gets a little more upset, right? If you have everything on the track moving quickly and ready to go, and then there's some sort of blockage, like everything gets jammed up. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen in your organization. I mean, there's some times when we need people who will pump the brakes and take their time and rush through and work through every little detail. Those people deserve to be in accounting, right? That's a great place for them, right? But in operations, those kind of things can really slow down progress. Whatever kind of progress we're trying to make, don't let others go slow in your passing lane, whether it's in your personal life or in your professional life. Well, I hope you found today interesting. It was fun to kind of talk about that, especially because I just saw that article about Idaho is now ticketing people that are going slow in the passing lane. Kind of set this whole weird thing on a spiral of its own. But if you enjoyed this, check us out again next week, or check out some of the other episodes. Or if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me and my organization at info@joshuaMEvans.com, or check us out on social media @EnthusiasticU. We'll see y'all next week. Have a great day.